where do we go? Where do we go from here? If you've been here anytime, you know what Flint used to be like.
Yeah.
At the turn of the century, you know, you could buy a house, you could buy a car, the economic conditions were extremely good. Things have changed. Things have changed. And so now with things changing, we've got to change with the time. But we still need to progress and move forward. And there needs to be a collective effort in order to do that. I was also on the committee to make recommendations for the pandemic money that has not been spent yet as well. And so I come with a working knowledge, if you will, in economic development, work very closely with Woodrow Stanley, with Ridgeway Vermont, with the Mott Foundation, Nancy Jerkowitz, she used to be in community and economic development, Chris Davenport. So I do have a firm knowledge of governmental policies as it relates to the city of Flint, as it relates to the charter. And that I feel like is very important to know how things are ran when it comes to government. You have to clearly understand what it takes to move things forward. And it's not just as easy as people think. That just because this ward wants something, that they get something. It's not that easy. Designations for federal dollars is not that easy. And so I feel as though residents really need to understand the charter. They really do. And people don't even have a copy of the charter, have never even read the charter. People don't even know that there's a new 25-year plan after 50 years. The plan that they were working on was 50 years old. 50 years old. Everything has changed within 50 years. Everything. And so therefore, when we talk about the 25-year plan, I want everybody to know this. The 25-year plan is your roadmap. It's the roadmap in which the city has adopted and said, this is the way we're going. And so everybody needs to clearly understand what the 25-year plan is and how important it is to know the 25-year plan, because you'll know what they plan to do. It's the roadmap. Yeah, we're gonna have some twists and turns and some things gonna be a little different, but it's still a roadmap. And there's an end of that roadmap. So there's a place that the city is trying to get to. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And so for this opening round of introduction, we're not going to put the clock on, but going forward on the questions, we're going to give each person 2 minutes to respond to those questions, just so we can keep it moving.
Good evening. Thank you all for having me out here tonight. My name is De'Eric Walker. I've been in Flint for over 50 years. I was raised in Omaha, Nebraska, but I lived in Flint, was educated here in Flint. Went to Flint Southwestern High School where we were the coach, and we had a winning football team. I was educated also at U of M Flint. I received a master's degree in 2004 in public administration. And the young lady is absolutely right. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in the city of Flint. But right now, what I saw last night at the council meeting was one of the things that I want to address first and foremost. We have to set aside petty differences.
Amen.
It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. And until we can get to that point on the city council where we can engage one another in a civil way. I mean, I heard some things last night from the audience, from the city council itself. It's totally, yes, from me. Because the reason that I said what I said, because, and I'll say it again, let me just make it clear. What we experienced last night was sophomoric cockaloor. Just plain, no, I can't, Yes, I know, and believe me, I am not gonna deny that I'm not gonna deny that I did not.
Just so I've heard about last night. I'm sorry, I had another meeting, so I wasn't there last night. But we want to keep this, we want to keep this right now about moving forward. So anybody that knows me, they're gonna know I'm about positivity. I'm about moving Flint forward, right? So if we're gonna talk about making this positive change that we need to make, we need to start right now. So from both sides, from the audience and from, so, and I'm also gonna give you guys a little hint. I watch some of the city council meetings, and you go get attacked. So we gotta learn that, we sign up for that. In this role I'm in right now, I might get some hate. And I gotta be big enough, I told you it's time for me to grow up, I'm gonna have to take it. So that's one of the things that I'm hoping that from all our candidates that we're able to demonstrate is that we can take that heat.
Yeah.
Because we signing up for this.
And that brings me a nice segue into this point. Yes, Quincy, you were there, and I admonished the council for the behavior. Was I wrong? Absolutely. Did I break protocol? Absolutely. But I'm big enough to own up to that. And I did it for a reason, because it's time to stop that. It's time to move the business of the city forward. I think I'm qualified to do that. With my education, my lifelong love for Flint. I had an opportunity to move away from Flint a few years ago, but I absolutely wouldn't. I wouldn't because I love Flint. Flint, like the young lady said, was a beautiful place at the turn of the century. During the 60s, the 70s, when we moved here, it was like one of the best places to live ever. School board or education system was solid. School board was solid. We have a problem right now with the school system and school board. That's another issue that needs to be addressed. But Flint was a place where you could raise your family in relative comfort. We had everything we needed and some of the things we wanted. And that's what I want from the citizens of Flint again. For the citizens of Flint to have some of the things that they are, everything that they need and some of the things that they want. Again, my name is Eric Walker, and I apologize for last night, council members that are present, but I stand by what I said because it was ridiculous. But again, like the brother just said, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna maintain a positive attitude about things. And that was the reason that why last night I almost gave up. Why do I want to get involved with this? Why do I want to get to this mess? Because I feel like I can make a difference. I feel like I might be that mediator on the council that, hey sister, let's not talk that way. Hey brother, let's not talk that way to one another. Let's look at the issue at hand. There are some things that I heard from the audience. They weren't wrong. But there's a time and place for everything. There's time and place to speak out. And again, I was wrong. Again, I apologize, but I stand on what I said. Again, my name is Eric Walker. I appreciate you all having me out here tonight and listening to me to this point. And I look forward to serving the citizens of First Ward in Flint, Michigan. Thank you.
Good evening, residents. I'm Pastor Linnea. The homeless come to my door, and I feed them. I got family over there with boxes that they can walk into my door and knock at my door, and I will get up, get some food for them, and feed them. I raised all 7 of my kids here. Bless their heart, they got up too, and had to feed the homeless too. That was in our hearts. That was in my heart to do because this was my community. I love people. I love people. When I tell you I love people, I go to a church where we on the streets ministering on Saturdays. talking to people about getting their life, changing their life. We do things for people. This ain't about me. It's about all of us helping one another get up where we need to go, starting at the bottom. We got people losing their houses. Why did that store open down there on the corner? Why isn't it open? Why isn't it open? This is, we get, listen, we tired. We tired of the foolishness. People losing their houses to taxes, and they claim they're trying to go up on them. We need help. You got people got plastic on their houses for roofs because the roof is leaking. Oh, they can't afford to get it. This shouldn't be. It's enough money. They always talk about how much money they got down there, but the people in Ward 1, we are suffering. It's time out for all that. We up here and you down there. It's time for all of us to get down there and bring some more folks up so that we all can be, somebody can have smiles on their face. I know, and you know, I understand how you feel when you go down to the city council and you asking questions and you talking to them. And it seems like you ain't getting nowhere. I'm truly sorry. I truly apologize for that. Because we need to work together so we can get some things done. So we can move, like he said, forward in this thing. Okay? I'm just gonna be truthful with you. I graduated from Northern, but I graduated taking care of 7 kids. I had 4 boys I had to take care of. By myself, I was a single mother with 4 boys. Got married down the road and got 3 girls through that marriage. And we fought to get to where we at. I just lost my husband December 16th of last year. But it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy for none of you guys either. You know, look at our roads. You see our roads, all the holes in our, what is going on? Look, I drive a school bus. I drive everywhere. And in certain districts, the roads are nice. But you can't go down Pearson Road.
No man.
No man. Come on, they tearing up our cars. You get a car, it's tearing up. You tearing it up. But you know, ain't nobody crying about it. Because guess what? That is not on it. That's not an issue. But it is an issue to us. It's an issue to me. And listen, we got to get together and make this work. This is how it got to work. We got too many people, listen y'all, we got too many homeless people on the streets. A Flint in a total. Do you know I work for a school? I work for a school that I work for New Standards. And these people are paying for people to stay in hotels because they homeless. And they children, mothers. Listen, I'm not prejudiced, but they are our people. And we do have to sometime or another look and say, look, we gotta help each other. This shouldn't be, children shouldn't be hungry. Well, this shouldn't happen. I'm coming to bring you, what I want to bring to the table is help. Help the person at the bottom. Help somebody come up to the top. Help people come out the hole. Because everybody here needs something, or you wouldn't be here. We all need something. I need something. We all need something. We done been through the coronavirus. Hey, we lived. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the bad water. We still here. Amen. But it's got to be a change. It's got to be somebody who cares that's fought with you, that's fighting with you, that love the neighborhood, not just saying we love the neighborhood, but that love the neighborhood. I love my neighborhood, where I come from. Like I say, homeless people can come up to my house and I'm gonna feed them. I'm gonna take care of them. They can come to my house and I'm gonna give them something to eat. I don't mind doing that because we have to be helpers one to another. We can't just let we can't let everybody we can't let these folks fall to the side. Somebody got to stretch out and begin to do something. And listen, y'all, I've been doing this for years. This ain't nothing just started. This ain't nothing just started. This has been years, okay? I do work at Oak Street, on Court Street. I go down there and sit with the senior citizens, take a pizza every weekend down there. And I go down there and I be with them. This is something I haven't just started. I'll tell you right now, no, I don't have a bunch of degrees, but I got a degree in how I've been hurt. I got a degree in come on, and common sense on how I'm supposed to live and how we're supposed to live and how all these homeless people out here walking the street, and we go to bed like it don't matter. I was voted in delegate. I got to do vote for the Congress and stuff. That's where we at. Y'all keep me in your prayers.
I do want to remind everybody that, like I said, I just got the names around 5 o'clock today. So I was calling at the last minute, so everybody that's here pretty much just found out.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and speak tonight. I'm Rose Morrow. I live in the First Ward, I reside in the First Ward. I was born and raised in Flint, graduated from Flint Northern High School. Some of my classmates are here. I've been back since July of 2021. I've been in Texas and South Carolina. I've been a police officer, a law enforcement for 29 and a half years. Unfortunately, I got hurt in 2018, so my leg is messed up, but I can still shoot. And I've also taught in the police academy for years. When I came back, I'm not gonna lie, I live on Baldwin, born and raised. My mom bought that house in 1971. I remember all the trees in the neighborhood. I remembered how the houses were. They weren't all burned up, garbage everywhere. It wasn't like that. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. When my uncle passed away, I bought the home. I said, why go buy another $300,000 home? I'm done with law enforcement after 29 and a half years. And then when I sit and cry and I looked at some of my neighbors, the Andrews, she's here. They've been there since I was a kid. It touched my heart when some of the neighbors came and I was cleaning the house up and cutting down trees in my yard because they were dead. I didn't just cut them. But some of the neighbors came up, Miss Margie's 87, 89. Some of them came up and said, babe, Rose. And I had to look because I've been gone for a while. Like I said, I've been back since July of 2021. I left Michigan in 2008. I was a sheriff deputy out in the Wayne County Sheriff Department. Then my ex was military, so we got sent to Texas. So we were in Houston and San Antonio, and then we got sent to Charleston, South Carolina, where I left the State Department of Correction as a lieutenant. I worked in 29 and a half years. They trained me well. As far as teaching, one thing, and I know I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but one thing that I always stress, and I've been stretching since I've been dealing with the Flint Police Department. I love all law enforcement, but sometimes we gotta teach somebody how to talk to you. That interpersonal communication skills. I call about stray dogs. I call about people stealing stuff out of Northern. I just drive around and look around just to see the streets, how they've changed. I was telling Miss Martin how I just went up to Northern High School, took pictures, and they stealing stuff out the high school. Every time I come up there, I see somebody walking down the street with a billboard. So I called 911 and said, hey, you got 3 guys up here right now piling stuff outside the side of Northern. I'm sitting here watching. I'll wait for you. So it's a lot. Like I said, Flint has changed and it's a lot. But it's not like we can't change. One thing I did feel that the First Ward, driving around the city of Flint, and I'm not trying to knock anybody else's ward, but I feel like the First Ward had been forgotten.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And at first, I'm gonna be honest, me and Councilman Mays, we had talked, we didn't always agree. But I didn't know what he was going through. A lot of people say he was confrontational, his method, he said it himself, his delivery method, people may get offended sometimes. But guess what? He had a good heart. And finally, I told him, I said, okay, let's put it like this. After going to city council meetings, I've been going for a while, going to board, Ethics and Accountability Board, some Board of Education meetings. I'm like, damn, is it like this everywhere? And I'm like, but I came to him and I said, I apologize to you because at first I was upset at you. But then after I started going to city council meetings, he would have good questions and he would try and get the answers. But then people were fighting him. You know, and the sad part about it, and I'll admit, I went to city council for public speaking and I told him, hey, it's like this, nothing personal against nobody, but guess what? You guys work for us. I feel like you guys forgot. Y'all taking care of everything else, but you forgot about us. You work for us, but if you don't want to do your job, just resign. I told him, I said, hey, I said, not a problem. And then a lot of people get mad at me, but I said, okay, well, if you don't want to resign for whatever reason, I will be personally participating in the recall. That offended some people. But guess what? If the residents voted you in, the residents should be able to get you out. So if you're not doing, if we feel you're not doing your job, and I'm gonna say this, I hope I do get it. But I know it's up to God if I'm gonna get it or not. But if I get it, I'm also a student of criminal justice at Indiana Wesleyan University Online, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I worked so much for 29 and a half years. Every time I tried to start school, I had to stop. I also have 4 kids and 7 grade kids. So it was a lot. And every time I start, I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta go to this basketball game, or I gotta go to whatever. My kids come first, okay? So I did that. But now everybody's grown. My kids take care of their kids. I was earlier babysitting my 3-year-old grandson. But guess what? I made sure I was here. I just found out. About 3:30 that I had been accepted. I was debating on, I didn't know about the meeting until 810 News Media is the best news media spot. Because if you don't, I watch and don't answer my phone. I will call you back. I'll stop and text you and say, I'll call you back. You should be watching this too. So I paid my rent. I try to pay my rent. I'll be paying my rent this month. But I get learn more stuff, learn about the problem. People out of state, they write in what we should and should not do. But Councilman Mays, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There's no way anybody can fill his shoes. He would tell me if he didn't know the answer, he would do a 3-way call, like he said, and help you get the answer. I'm not promising y'all, this is my first time in politics, okay? I'm learning. But what I can promise you are, if you do elect me your first ward council person, I'm gonna bust my ass and do my job. And some of the residents here, for the last 2.5 years since I've been back, I started the neighborhood association meeting. Ms. Probably know we meet up here once a month. I come up here and pay my dues up here, mop the floor, whatever they need done. If they have an event up here, I'm good with making balloon arches and decorating. So I come up here, I don't charge nobody up here. You know, I come up here, see me want me to sit down with them and talk or whatever, I do it. But I go through every week when it's summer, and I'm diabetic. And I go through every week and I pick up garbage. We adopted a lot on the corner of DuPont homes. I just wrote 3 grants. I pray we get them. That's one thing the police department taught me was how to write grants. And I'm gonna share a conversation right quick, and I won't hold you guys, I know it's about one more person. But back in August, I came to Councilman Mays and I said, look, after the council meeting, we were sitting there the day they walked him out. And then I can say, please, don't say that, don't say that. They wanna just get you out. They wanna just get you out. They don't care, don't let them get your vote. And I said, I understand you're a grown man and you can defend yourself, but look what you're dealing with. Everybody on that council is not right. Okay, everybody on that council do not have our best interests. I'm not talking about everybody because some people do try. But one thing I do teach a lot is interpersonal communication skills. We gotta learn to talk to each other a better way. And we also gotta make other people stand that they ain't gonna talk to us any kind of way. Okay, that is the biggest problem. These residents are, all of us, are hurting because Councilman Mays passed away. And then on top of that, you're feeling like, hey, and I understand like at the last meeting when some of the neighborhood associations spoke up, you know, nobody can fill his shoes. I'm gonna already tell you that, I can't fill his shoes. But I'm gonna bust my ass and do what I can. I'm gonna arrange every cleanup project with the neighborhood association. If City Hall won't give us no money, guess what? We need to find our own money.
That's right.
And we can do that by writing grants and working with outside sources. Because they're not, until we get the right people in the office. See, where I come from, while I've been going, city council and the mayor's office, I have seen the mayor sit in the city council meeting and listen. And they didn't always get along. But when city council said, hey, we wanna do this, but the budget, we can't do it. The mayor said, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna look at the general fund, see what I can get, and we're gonna work it out. But I'm personally, this is my personal opinion, I'm upset about the ARPA dollars.
Yeah.
Because we gave away all this damn money. And then I called Metro Community Development, and some of the residents here know, I go fill out your paperwork for you for the last 3 programs and help people get roofs, doors, security doors, furnaces, hot water tanks, air conditioners. I go do it. I just arrange. We gotta work together. People gotta stand together. Just like Ms. Bell, I just told her. I met her and I just recently, and I talked to her. I work with people who wanna move Flint forward, who actually will get out there and do the work. But if you go sit up there and just argue the whole time, answer calls, don't care about your residents, you too busy kissing ass and everything else, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I have the babies here, I'm sorry. But if you just don't do that, you don't need to be up there, okay? You got all these organizations, and I sit in city council meeting, when I can, I'm online watching because I gotta do homework too. But then sometimes it's kinda hard to do homework when you see the stuff going on and you have to stop doing homework. But you got these organizations getting 300 and some thousand, 50,000, whatever it may be. But then the people in the organizations that's asking for the money don't even show up. When the council got a question, and I feel like as council members or the clerk or whoever's supposed to do it, send out a list. I mean, you got the same, you're not reinventing the wheel. You got these same people asking the same thing for the money, what they want it for. They should be explaining what they want the money for, how they're gonna evaluate, because you're giving this money, because you don't want these same people coming up here every time some money's being given out, and they ask for the same money, and then guess what? Because they're your favorite, they're gonna get that money. And some people gotta have it saying, I'm that 5th vote, and we need 5 votes. You know, guess what? Some people say we need 6. And then it's sad because you sit there, through the residents come down and myself and sit there for hours and hours, and I told the council this, so it's nothing new. You sit here for all these hours arguing and never get to the doggone agenda. And then you waste the residents' time and you're not helping the residents. So if I come to city council, what I'm proposing is, one, I'm trying to do, and I've already started on it, a 10-year action plan. Councilman Mays, if he was here, he would tell you, Ms. Bonnie, some of them know. I've already started that action plan and we were supposed to work together. But what I said was, and other people in other words don't get offended, I said the city don't care about this. The city ain't. So guess what? Let's make, and this is what I told Councilman Mays, and this was back in August. Let's make the first ward a city within the city. You're gonna be Mayor Mays, and I'm gonna be your deputy chief. I just work for free. I said, I got your soldiers. We started the neighborhood association. So let's plan our cleanups. Let's get the money. We're gonna get some outside money, and we just gonna start rebuilding the first ward because nobody else is gonna do it. A lot of city officials, they hate me because guess what? I call them every day about the street. I've been threatened that the water's gonna be turned off. You owe me money. I had a situation with the water company where I called, because I called every day, we got a big old hole in our street. One neighbor that's here got a big crater, there's a pocket of under, and then the sewer backed up from Miss Lillian's house, so there's a giant crater. And we laugh sometimes because there's no speed bumps and our street is raggedy. The cars go racing down the street, they bottom out, they lose hubcaps and stuff, so they're sitting on the porch laughing. But it's funny and it's not funny, because I've been calling for 2.5 years about sidewalks, driveways, and street. They come out, they put the pink spots on our sidewalks, and guess what? You're like 500 on the list, or we're working on this side, south side, or the east side, but we'll get to the north side. But guess what? It's been 2.5 years. I called him so much, it pissed him off on a Friday where I said, I'm not calling you no more. Who's your supervisor? He retired. I said, well, you answer to somebody, Clyde Edwards, I think his name. I said, okay, well, I'm calling the mayor's office. I said, what you want to do that for? And I said, because you not doing your job. So then, that was a Friday. By Monday, I'm sitting there doing homework, I'm in somebody's front of my house. Yeah, they trying to cut my water off. Yeah, but guess what? I keep my little bills in a stack. So I politely grabbed my bills, went out there, and I said, I worked hard. I worked hard planting this grass. You keep digging up my yard, you went to call 911. And he said, why? I said, because when we did, I'm gonna wear you out until they get here, fix my grass. And so the guy's like, you're a little feisty thing. I said, here, don't cut my water off, you know why? Y'all hadn't replaced my meter. I've been paying $300-something in it. It was the old meter. So then y'all gave me almost $1,000 credit. Then you just gave the city just gave us $300. So look, I didn't have to pay for a whole year, y'all still owe me almost $800. So if you cut my water off, we have a problem. I said, but better yet, let's do this. Call your supervisor and verify that you got the right address, put it on speakerphone, and ask, are you at the correct address? And the gentleman said, we're here to cut our water off, but I think there's a problem. I don't think we're supposed to do it. And he said, he looked it up and he goes, no, don't cut the water off, just leave. But you was there to cut my water off. Then he said, I said, ask him who told you to do this, who put the order in. And guess what? He said, don't cut the water off, don't worry about it, just leave the house. And I said, see, everybody ain't right. And I made that example to show that everybody don't have our best interests at heart. So what we need to do is, and one thing Councilman Mays, if you guys look at his old videos and YouTube videos, back when the city council used to be crowded, guess what? He always used to say, we need to stand strong and stand together. Whether I get it or not, if there's a candidate that's busted their butt doing their job, they're not just sitting up there arguing on council, because guess what? It's always a recall. We got one who's just approved and another one probably coming soon. So we'll be in your board soon and knocking on doors asking for signatures. And if I'm not doing my job, you ain't gonna have to recall me. I'll just go ahead and resign. But I guarantee you what, I'm gonna be out there cleaning up. I'm not gonna be sitting behind, I'm gonna have to sit up there and go to meetings. I'm gonna answer my phone. I might not answer right then, but leave a message and I'll call you back. But as far as looking for money, first, let me back up. First, what I feel the problem is residents aren't put first. If we put the residents first and all that general fund money, man, if I was mayor, it wouldn't be the Blue City. I call it the Blue City over here because there's so many times. I go knock on doors and say, I know you don't know me, but it won't cost you money. Can we fill out your application and turn it in and see if you can get approved? You know, this is what we have to do. I take a picture. For example, and I'm gonna tell everybody this now. There is a grant, there is a funding coming for home repair and improvement, another one. What I propose is the documents we know we need. What we need to do is gather them now. This announcement is supposed to be out. We gotta think outside the box. I get pissed when you pass out applications on the 1st at 9 o'clock, and it's a Monday, and by Tuesday at 11:45, when I went and got 40 applications, and you tell me I can't turn them in for the residents because you're closed. How did you get that many applications? So then I got smarter. The next time, I said, okay, we gotta think outside that box. Get your stuff together. They open up at 9. We're gonna sit in our cars at 8 o'clock. You're gonna have your documents. Let's make copies so there's no excuse. And then all we gotta do is fill out the application, turn it back in that same day. That's what I have some of you guys that's here doing. So we need to keep doing that. We gotta work together. We gotta look for that. That money is free. My half and some of those, they paid people's back taxes. All the people that lost their home, they didn't have to lose it. But guess what? People down on city council and city hall, I don't feel they work hard enough. You know, I'm not saying people aren't working, but we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We need to stop. We're gonna argue. We're gonna agree to disagree. People are hurting. But guess what? In honor of Councilman Eric Mays, guess what? This is the time to get it done. People are angry, they're hurting, they're upset. So guess what? This is the time for us to stand together. Don't let nobody divide us. That council chamber should be full. But I understand, why should I go down there? All they're gonna do is argue for 8 hours. Hell, I'm gonna fall asleep. You gotta get up and walk around. I had to do it the other night, so I'm like, what the heck? So guess what? If I get appointed, I promise you, I'm gonna do this, okay?
So my name is Liberty Bell, but first my daughter wants to say something before I speak to y'all. Is that okay? Y'all sure? 'Cause y'all sound tired. Y'all don't sound enthusiastic about it. Okay. See, and that's why I brought my daughter to the event, because I'm a young mother, but here.
Hi, my name is
Don't get up. Come on, you gotta get up. You gonna do something. You gonna speak. Cause you're gonna be all in the media when they get to talking about it. Yeah, you wanna get up there? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Talia Wadahasa, and my mother is looking to fill the seat. My mom is running for more vacancies city council. I am not here to get a job, but my mom is running to fill the seat. I am here to support my mom. I feel like we should be able to have a special vote instead of appoint a candidate.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So, my name is Liberty Bell, and I am a member of Bel Air Woods State Association Block Club. I have been in this ward for 10 years, besides my grandmother owning her house at Home Street, 2006, Home Street for 53 years. She was one of the first houses that got built over there. I'm well aware of St. John's area, 475, and the history of us moving over here as well. Now, mind you, I didn't come here to talk about the history. I did come to let y'all know that there are 81 pages in the Flint Charter, and we need to learn the Flint Charter as well as the Robert Rules. There are a lot of constituents here today that either have liens on their homes or water bills that we need to address. Our kids still haven't got paid for their checks, or we haven't got paid our checks for these water bills, and we still got lead in our house. Now, if y'all elect me, then I will be able to help get some of this stuff done at City Hall. That is my promise to y'all. Me and Mr. Mays, as well as the late Sean Harrison, we have been working on programs for the last 10 years. We still don't have a grocery store over here that we can go. We gotta go 4.7 miles all the way to Kroger in Flushing. That money don't even come back to our community. I'm willing to work with every last constituent on this board. With her, with the blight, making sure our neighborhoods stay cleaned up, making sure they continue to get these houses knocked down, and make sure that we get the youth owning their houses, and there are home improvement grants that are coming back to this neighborhood. If y'all have any questions for me, I have 2 children. My son is actually at football practice right now for 475, so he couldn't make it. But we've been coming here since 2014, where we would hold forums for Eric Councilman Mays, the late Honorable Councilman Mays. Now, again, I will never be Eric. I can never provide to y'all what Eric provided to y'all, but I can provide the knowledge that I obtained, whether it's calling the police if you get into an accident in our neighborhood, because these kids is driving 50 miles in their Chargers up and down Home Street. I want to continue to have the police over here and get them to us in appropriate time, and make sure that these people are not driving, running over people. And I want to deal with a lot of other things, but those are my key focal points. Making sure that people stay in their homes, making sure y'all get this grant money for MDHS, making sure we work with Michael Clack over there with these renovations for this school. Where are the kids gonna go to school at Brownell Homes Association while they doing the renovations? Why the teachers walking out? Teach for America programs. Are we issuing them back into our community? Are we putting them in houses so they can work in our community? So that's what I want to issue, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to hold y'all time because I've been clocking myself. It's usually about 3 minutes down at City Hall that you can talk. If y'all have any questions for me, please put them in a forum and I can answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for your time.
So now for the first question. And Mike, you got the number. So going forward, I didn't know we had this many Southern Black Baptist preachers in here tonight. I'm sorry. But no, we got 2 minutes. So everybody got 2 minutes. So Mike has a sign in the back, so he'll put the sign up and let you know when your time is up. So that way we can keep it moving, we can get through these questions and people be informed, all right? All right, so we're gonna start over with you this time in the same format, Mr. Walker. The first question I have is, what is the most pressing issue facing the First Ward?
I think Ms. Morrow addressed that quite adequately. Black, trash everywhere. And that's something that we can do immediately. Like she said, we can incorporate the local agencies or the nonprofit organizations, the neighborhood associations here to assist with the cleanup efforts. I walk probably 2 or 3 miles every morning, regardless of weather. And I'm telling you, it's so depressing to walk down Clown Road or Pearson Road and to see trash lining the streets. One thing that we can do, we can hold those businesses that are still open on Clown Road and on Pearson Road accountable to clean up the front of their storefronts. That is a city ordinance that they have to keep that property clean. Now, you know, they got some younger people that are working in the Pizza Hut or the Domino's store there, Snipes, and they're not gonna wanna pick up trash. But if they are encouraged to pick up the trash, that's one of the problems solved. I'm also part of a neighborhood cleanup. I've got some folks over at KMS and we walk the block and we do cleanups. That's one of the most pressing issues. Another pressing issue is the lack of police presence. I talked with my daughter-in-law, she's Genesee County Sheriff Deputy, and I says, why is it that we don't have the sheriff deputies driving around in our neighborhoods to assist Flint Police and the state police with monitoring our neighborhoods? She said it's because the city of Flint won't pay a contract to the sheriff's department to police the city of Flint. That's a puzzle in itself, because if the Genesee County Sheriff is a Genesee County agency, why is it that Flint has to pay them anything to police our streets? So those are some of the things that I feel are most pressing. The blight in the neighborhood, community block grant monies that are available to assist with cleanup, and we need to tap into that. Thank you, Mike, back there.
Great job.
Ms. Morrow.
Okay, the two, since he said the blight and lack of police presence, I'm gonna move to unsafe water, because we can't drink the water. And also home repair and improvement. If we don't fix our homes, we're not gonna be able to live in the homes. So I'm gonna add those two to the list, because we already know there's a blight issue. But the next one I would say is unsafe water and home repair and improvement, and then helping people with their homes.
Ask me your question.
What is the most pressing issue facing the First Ward?
The most pressing issue that's facing the First Ward outside of the blight and the housing is transparency of the charter. Following Robert's rule and understanding this charter. We adapted that charter in January 2018, and I believe Mr. Quincy was just here. He was part of the group that wrote that charter. We, as constituents, don't know that charter. Therefore, we have an issue where we should be having a special election right now, but we up here talking about the ones that's trying to get appointed, and we don't feel as though they should be able to appoint that council. That's why we're here having this forum right now. So to educate on this charter, that take care of. The second thing is making sure we're talking to those individuals about these properties. There are 20 properties in the First Ward that are downtown at the city of Flint, that are owned by the city of Flint, that Councilman Mays took back, that because we got 2018, we kept changing council committees. So yes, we need to address those things first and get our ARPA funds, as well as make sure that these people are getting some money, whether it's Beverly over here getting her Hassel Green programs for her senior citizens, and because they gonna clock every dollar, making sure they got enough programs over here, because it is a lot of seniors over here, as well as bridging that gap with the youth and the elderly people. Now, it's a couple of us that's young, that's why I asked who is in this ward, because see, I got time. Okay, so it's a couple of us in this ward that are younger and are willing to work with y'all, are willing to build, strengthen these block clubs. After COVID, we know we disconnected, so that's what we're putting back in motion. So, number one, if you're asking me, I'm working on this housing program. Number two, is the transparency of this charter. Number three, is the blight. And number four is I got time.
The most pressing thing that I believe needs to occur is we are in, First Ward is considered one of your neighborhood stabilization area projects. So neighborhood stabilization is critical, and that encompasses, retention of homes, having money to pay taxes, having money for, to repair your homes, having money to even afford to have insurance on your home, which most people don't have, and they cannot get a grant if they don't have homeowners, because nobody will work on the house because of accidents and things like that. So some of those things we actually wrote in some of the pieces because they were missing, and people, because we're redlined over here, people can't afford homeowners insurance because it's way out of line for what the value is currently right now. So neighborhood stabilization is number one for me, which encompasses the entire neighborhood. We're talking about a comprehensive entire neighborhood, which includes water, which includes the infrastructure. It also includes economic development. It includes education. It includes people, residents, seniors. Everything that makes up this community is neighborhood stabilization. And so we need to stabilize this neighborhood, opposed to this neighborhood being dismantled. We need to stabilize it, because we can't build out. Flint is annexed in, so you can only build within. There's nowhere to go. You got Flushing, you got Mount Morris Township, we're annexed in, so you can't do anything but build within. Very good.
Thank you. So our next question, we're gonna start on this end. What have you done in the First Ward to serve the community?
Okay, what have I done in the First Ward to serve the community? Since I've been back, I've been walking the streets every week picking up garbage. I don't do it just in First Ward, I go over in other wards to do it also. I just wrote 3 grants. I'm hoping they get approved. I turned them into the Neighborhood Engagement Hub, and I'm looking for other grants. That money is going in our neighborhood to work in different areas. Other things I've done, I've helped people as far as getting home repair improvements done on their homes. So I'm gonna continue to do that and everything I'm doing. And I'm also trying to attend all the council meetings, economic development meetings, board of education meetings. And I'm trying to encourage other residents, which a lot of them are here, that we're trying to get a group together. So I can't do everything by myself. We need to work together. So I'm gonna keep encouraging and recruiting people to help me help us. That's the only way this is gonna be done.
What have I done for the First Ward? Well, I hate going back to, I want this to be about me. I don't want this to be about Councilman Mays, But Councilman Mays and Sean Harrison, I lost Sean, who was the Block Club president in December. And I lost Councilman Mays as of this February, and I'm probably one of the last people standing. But I was one of those constituents working on those home improvement programs or seeing where our funds was gonna go. I go door to door and check on my neighbors. I talked to Mr. Sam, I talked to D, who is the police officer. I talked to Kim. We check on each other in our area. We make sure the grass is cut, make sure we got, equipment to help each other shovel. And those are the things that I do amongst my neighbors. I talk to them. I'm one of the youngest constituents in my area in that little block. So I go to those places and to those people and ask them what they need. I worked on legislation, a lot of legislation, as far as making sure that people stay off the corner or not loitering at those corner stores. I am a part of the North Flint market since 2018. So I am in the process of working with Audrey and trying to get that grocery store up and running. Because again, we don't have access to groceries, and they talk about it in the memorandums from 46 under MLK. How do you destroy a civilization? You destroy it by destroying their water supply, destroying their food supply, and shoot, messing up their school and education with their children. And so those are the things that, as a community, I'm willing to work with Rosemary. I'm willing to work with Linda McKay. I'm willing to work with Derek Walker. Hell, I'm not even actually an applicant as of right now. As of 4/43, she told me I had to submit another document, which was $44.19. She said, you got to tomorrow to turn that in or you won't be in the race. And so, yeah, so the transparency, it was 18 applicants and 5 of us are still standing, actually under the 2022 charter of that they're allowing us to go off of right now, one of the constituents not even supposed to be able to be an applicant. So that's under the Flint charter. That's again understanding our Flint charter.
The question is, I'll repeat the question. What have you done to serve the residents in the first ward?
Serving the residents of the first ward, I still remain real active in education, being a retired educator for Flint Schools. So I still work real closely with high school students, mainly high school students that are really concerned about them not being able to read beyond the 6th grade level, but Flint Schools is graduating. And so that's a pet peeve of mine, that's a problem. The other thing is I do serve on quite a few boards that has a lot to do with community and economic development for the entire city of Flint. I also help in the creation of the 25-year plan, which I sat on the education and economic development piece. When it comes to the store down there on Clio Road, that's a co-op store. Funding is not all the way in place. Residents were able to participate and be in the co-op. That means you had to pay some money. So, of course, I paid some money to be in the co-op, but things are not in place yet. So economic development is very, very critical. Period. Jobs, economic development, stability, to be able to stabilize the neighborhood. And to stabilize the neighborhood, it takes economics, it takes money. There's no way around it. And we can't always look for others to save us. That we can't do. We can no longer look for my foundation to bail us out. We gotta learn how to save ourselves. We have to learn how to save ourselves. And I'm one of the people that kind of say, I don't necessarily so believe that welfare and that kind of thing was healthy for us. I don't believe it was, because before we made it happen. And then something kind of, when you get relying on something, we get what we get right now.
Thank you.
Currently, I just take it upon myself to get out and do my community cleanup. I don't do anything specifically for the first ward residents because I participate in a program down at, well, it used to be at Burston Fieldhouse. We're currently at Bassett Park. And I participate in the men's softball league where we promote health education, education period for the kids. We try to promote community through our efforts of playing softball. We're not just playing softball. Again, we raise money for breast cancer awareness, back to school supplies for kids. I personally tutor a group of kids, some family friends of mine. I'm also active in promoting the voter registration drive over at KMS, Kenneth Simmons Square Apartments. My work is just beginning. And if I am appointed and subsequently elected to the council seat, that's when I will go to work. I mean, that's when I will put forth a better effort to be a better citizen in the city of Flint.
We're gonna do a couple more questions. I know it's getting late. This next question is, how many council meetings have you attended in the last year? And the second part of that question is, who did you support in the last mayoral election?
Let me see it again, because that was like 3 questions in one.
How many council meetings have you attended in the last year? And who did you support in the last mayoral election?
So, the last mayoral election, I supported Councilman Eric Mays. And I also supported Mayor Karen Weaver. And my reasonings is because when in 2014-16, when the water crisis happened, Councilman Mays told Karen to declare the state of emergency. Not only did he win that election by default, but he still allowed those constituents, because he could have took it to court. He still allowed those constituents to be on that ballot, and he got behind those candidates. He was a team player. So I'm willing to be a team player, and those are the people that I did vote for Eric during that election. The next question was, how many council meetings have I attended? So just recently in person, I haven't been attending these last couple of meetings. However, I sat back in my ward and I watched those council meetings online. You got access to online, and again, that's where we have to bridge the gap, because the older people, they still go down to the city hall meetings. The younger people, we watch them from our phones sometimes, and we know how to, like I say, y'all know how to work them phones. Yeah, we know how to work our phones, and I watch those meetings, and I call my grandmother, I call Mr. Sam, I call my police officer neighbor, and I ask, hey, did you see what happened in that meeting? Are we okay? Why is our council person kicked out for 90 days? Why we don't have representation over here in our ward besides commissioners in Genesee County, you know? So those are the things that, again, watching, paying attention and having transparency, paying attention to the charter, making sure we get those MSHD funds, MSHDA funds, and making sure that we are handling business in the first ward. He keep giving me that time, so he tearing me up on his time. I'm trying to keeping me along with it.
Thank you.
I attend city council meetings depending on if there's something that I really want to know something about as far as that's on the agenda, and then I'll be there personally. And then other times, I look at the city council online, on TV, that kind of thing, to stay abreast on typically everything that goes on. As far as for mayor, who I voted for, I didn't vote for either party for mayor. I didn't think either candidate could represent me for my personal reasons of what I wanted to see happen, so I didn't vote for either person.
Hey.
So did you not vote for a mayor, or did you have a write-in candidate? How did you handle that?
I did not vote for either.
Okay, no write-in candidate. Okay, thank you.
I've been to probably 6 council meetings in the past year. I often will watch on YouTube. I've disrupted one. But the matter of who I voted for, I think that's a personal issue, and I'm not really ready to disclose that.
We already know.
Well,
Transparency is very important.
yes, but the right, a person's voting right is a personal, and it doesn't have to be disclosed. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to respectfully decline from this, because that again is a personal choice, and it should have no bearing on how I might perform as city council. Let me just put it this way. I owe no allegiance politically to any one party. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I vote for the person who has the best ideas, who has the best platform, who makes sense. You know, okay, so I have to leave it at that. I'd rather not disclose who I voted for, because again, that's a personal matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, in regards to city council meetings, like Liberty said, I have been watching them online. Back last August, 2023, that's when I started attending meetings. I try and attend 2, 3, if I can keep going, if I can get there, if not, I'll watch them online. So it'll be August from 2023. In regards to who I did not vote for, when I first came back, like I said, in July of 2021, I was looking at the situation, we only had 2 people. So I did a little research and said, okay, we gotta vote for somebody. So I took the lesser of the 2 evils and voted for Karen Weaver. So, and the reason why I chose that is because I talked to a lot of seniors in the area, and a lot of false promises was made, and they didn't follow through. So I felt kind of like that was wrong what was done to the seniors. So I'm like, I can't vote for Sheldon Ely. So that's the reason why I chose Karen Weaver.
All right, good enough.
All right, so we're gonna go back through the list one more time, and everybody gets 2 minutes for one closing statement. We ended, but one, I wanna thank everybody for coming out. Again, please, I didn't have a sign-up sheet, but if anybody interested in being part of Genesee County Democratic Black Caucus, you're welcome. If you wanna work with Black Lives Matter, the NAACP, work with these churches, but I'm asking that all of you guys, just come out, be a part of our community. Help change our community, help be, one of those people that bring Flint back. I know, when I was in Alabama for college, everybody like, you love Flint, you love Flint. And then now I come back home and I'm showing my daughters what used to be in Flint. It used to be a bowling alley right here, go down the street, we used to have a record store right here. We used to have all this right here, we had a movie theater on Pearson Road. We can bring that back. I believe that we can bring that back. I might be romantic or whatever, but it starts with y'all. Like, we are resilient. We have been through a lot, but now it's time to start driving that change. So like I said, this last 2 minutes, everybody that can get a chance to give a closing statement and explain why they think they should be selected for this role. And again, I want to remind everybody, this is for informational and educational purposes only. We still know we got to follow the chart, all right?
And can they please answer the question and not a sermon?
Got 2 minutes. I got a clock for you.
Hey.
All right, I'm Nadine Roberts, and I am seeking to be first ward councilwoman. My agenda is based on economic development, moving first ward forward, but also moving the city forward. You have to move the entire city forward. And I thank you for inviting me and coming out and being here that long. Thanks so very much.
Very good, very good.
Again, my name is D. Eric Walker, and I can assure you that if I am appointed to the council seat, I will work diligently. I will work my tail off every day. And like the young lady said, I'm not Eric Mays. I never fill his shoes. But I have an internal drive. And I have the wherewithal to meet the challenges daily See, I don't look at them as problems, but just some challenges that Flint is facing right now. I have the wherewithal to meet those challenges daily, and I will put forth my best effort if I am appointed or if I'm elected to that council seat. Thank you.
Y'all, I know y'all tired, so I'm gonna just hit on my 5 things again. Again, Flint charter and transparency, us being resilient as a ward and making sure we get clean water, us making sure we get our funding for our houses and our properties, and building that bridge and that gap between the young and old people. Thank you for your time. My name is Liberty Bell.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Rosemary Marmo. When you go in there, I like to be called Rose, don't like Rosemary. In regards to if you do elect me your city council person, I promise to put you first of all. And in regards to my second thing I plan to do is to rebuild the first ward. Third thing is to find our outside funding, because you see it's obvious that we're not gonna get funding. I'm hoping we can work together, but we haven't seen it yet, so I'm like, okay, we gotta move forward. So to move the first ward forward, I also wanna work with other council people, so we can all work together. We're all having the same problem, so we just gotta work together. So again, I'm Rosemary Marlowe. When you go to vote on the ballot, and I promise to put you first.
All right, first, I want to thank all of you guys for spending y'all time with us tonight. Y'all didn't have to be here. That shows that y'all engaged, want to be involved. I want to thank our media coverage, A10,
Black City Blackout.
Channel 5.
Black City Blackout.
We also want to thank our host, Castleberry Community Center. Oh, you have a question? So the names of people that are officially, right now we have 2 that's left that are officially currently candidates. We have Mr. Walker and Ms. Morrow right now. So those are the 2 that are right now in consideration. I did get the explanation behind Liberty Bell. I'm not in that process, but I know those 2 are on there right now. We have Leon Elamid, who's out of town. And I'm sorry to get the list, I just got the names today. Linda Anthony, who had the lead, and Fred McCoy. And again, please don't hold it against them, because I didn't get the names to 5. I didn't get the names to 5 o'clock, and so I'm just appreciative of the people that were able to show. I want to also recognize our elected officials that are in the building tonight. Thank y'all for coming out as well. All right, everybody, have a good night. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
All right, sis. Okay.
One block at a time.
Like everyone, they can't.
How you doing?
My mother always told me this shit is going in the wrong direction. And then 45 minutes of insult after insult, venturing on insulting a sister in my presence. No, I took a vow a long time ago that I wouldn't allow that to happen. You know,
see it.
Not in my nature, you know. And
There's not many stand-up brothers like this no more, though.
you know, that's the sad thing about it. You know, I was going to say that tonight to the folks. First of all, we talk about changes that need to be made. Well, we need to do better over here in first person, because you know they them down the street doing what they're doing, and if you know that this is so and so them not taking out their garbage on time or whatever, leaving trash in the yard or on the street, then you need to address that. You know, don't hold each other accountable. They're talking about accountability when they ask me who I voted for. That's really not something. That's not public record. That's not a matter of public record.
No.
You know, that's a personal choice.
That is.
And actually, I supported Weaver on a number of her attempts